Hey you guys, so I'm back again with another message. Excuse the background noise if you can hear any background noise. It's the children playing. But God dropped this in my spirit while I was taking a shower. A lot of people are mad because they can't take the credit. Y'all know God told us like last year, move in silence. Still this year, move in silence. Don't say nothing. Because it's about strategy. It's not about secrecy. It's about privacy and strategy. And so God had a lot of his children moving in secrecy and in silence. And sometimes we think it's just because people might be trying to block and stop what you're doing. But God had also gave me a revelation while I was in the shower that sometimes God wants us to move in silence, not just because the enemy wants to block and stop what we are doing, because that's what the enemy does. And then the devil, that's a strategy because he's not omnipotent, he's not all-knowing. But another reason why God tells us to move in secrecy and in silence is because God don't want nobody to get the glory for where he's taking you to but him. And a lot of people will try to take credit for what God is doing in your life or what God has did for you. That's why we have to sometimes keep our mouth closed so people can really just see the glory of God and what God has done for us, not what other people lying say they have did for us, right? I'm going to give an example for myself, right? So I have a aunt that I do not talk to, and for various reasons. But one of the reasons is that she will always try to take credit for doing things for me and say that she did things for me when she never did. Like she would lie and say that she paid my tuition and stuff for school when she never did. She would lie and say that she sent me money and stuff for school when she never did. Just because she wanted to take credit and make everybody feel like I'm the bad person because she did so much for me when she really didn't. Like she couldn't stand me. Still to this day cannot stand me, can't stand the ground that I walk on. But I always wanted to take credit for everything that I did. When it came to education, it came to a point to where I even asked her, could I stay with her? Because she lived close to the college when I was in grad school, so I can stay with her on the weekends and go to school. And she was like, no. But yet you're telling everybody else that you pay for my schooling, you do this and that third, but then when I asked you for actual help, and that was just God showing me in that moment that who she really was. Like she didn't really wanted me to get and that was when I was getting my master's. She didn't want me to get my master's degree out of jealousy and envy, but yet was lying and telling everybody that she was doing so much stuff for me when she really wasn't. And sometimes when God tells us to do certain assignments, that's why we have to keep our mouth closed, because people want to get all the credit for what God is doing for you. Now, did her telling me that I couldn't stay with her on the weekends affect me? It hurt my feelings because I thought, we were better than that. But she showed me who she was. But it didn't stop what God was going to do. I still graduated with my master's on time, everything. But when it came to getting my doctorate degree, I really had to keep my mouth closed, because nobody that's going to get credit for that but God. Nobody. Because that was a God did it for me type of thing. And so a lot of people are mad in this season, in this hour, because a lot of God's children have popped out with some things and have accomplished some things that they can't take credit for. You secretly started a business that someone can't take credit for. You went and finished school, did all you need to do, got a job, something that people cannot take credit for because they didn't know nothing about it. They kept their mouth closed. You went and bought a house, or you went or bought a car, and people just can't, and you ain't say nothing. Everybody just found out like when they found out. And that's something that makes people mad because they can't take credit for. Some people have a people-pleasing spirit, or they thrive off of being in the limelight, or they thrive off of how people feel about them and their persona. So they want everybody else to make it seem like they are the ones that help you get to where you need to be. And it's selfish, self-centered. It's all about them. No matter what you did, it's all about them. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have this, that, and that, the third. And in this season, God is making them out of a lie. Because a lot of people think, honestly, they wholeheartedly think that you will not have anything without them, that you will be nothing without them. Like, and it's sad that if you not, and this is what God has dropped in my spirit, if you are not with them or involved with them, you will forever be broke, busted, and disgusted. You won't never have anything. And y'all, that's the really demonic spirit. But that's why we have to keep our mouth closed in this season, because God is going to make those type of people into a liar. God is going to make them out of a lie, because they forgot that they are not your God. God is the one true living God, and that's the God that you serve. Y'all, I even had someone to say that to me. Like, my ex was like telling me, or was going around spreading rumors saying that I would never have anything. I would never amount to anything without him. Like, did you really forget what God that I serve? Did you really forgot that I had and I was blessed before I met you, and I'm not gonna be blessed after I leave? Y'all, that's why I said that's like a very delusional mindset and very demonic mindset, and that's a very controlling spirit mindset. And so that's why, y'all, we have to keep in mind about keeping things to ourselves and keeping our mouth closed. Because some people want to get all the credit for your accomplishments when they did nothing but talked about you, when they did nothing but discourage you, when they told you and try to manipulate you and try to gaslight you and try to tell you, try to disguise bad advice as good advice, because they didn't want you to walk into what God has called you to walk into. And when you got quiet, and when you kept your mouth closed, and when you started actually achieving some things by keeping your mouth closed, they mad at you because they can't get the credit. They mad at you because they can't take the credit. So y'all, continue to move in silence in this season. Cut people off, like I said in the previous video, if you need to cut people off. Don't let the enemy play with you. But that's why a lot of people are mad. It's not about just you not telling them. It's not about them not stopping you. It's about them not really being able to take the credit. Because you got some people that, like I said, that thrives off of being the center of attention, that thrives off of taking the credit when they did nothing but try to do everything but the opposite. That's why they mad. Okay? So I love you guys. I pray that you all have an amazing day. Continue to move in silence in this year. And I will chat with you all later.